For most of the 20th century, asbestos was praised as a miracle material, fireproof, strong, and incredibly versatile. But beneath its seemingly perfect surface lay a deadly secret that would take decades to fully expose. This is the story of how one of the most celebrated industrial materials in American innovation became one of the deadliest public health crises in history. Asbestos, a naturally occurring mineral, has been used for thousands of years, but it wasn't until the Industrial Revolution that its widespread use exploded. By the early 1900s, mining companies were extracting massive quantities of asbestos to meet the growing demands of American industries. Its fire-resistant properties made it perfect for insulation, shipbuilding, construction, and countless other applications. Entire buildings, schools, and homes were lined with asbestos-based materials. Corporations aggressively marketed asbestos as a safe and essential material, praising its ability to save lives by preventing fires. But as early as the 1920s, doctors began noticing severe lung issues among asbestos workers, including asbestosis, a scarring of the lungs caused by inhaling fibers. Factory workers exposed to the mineral often developed chronic respiratory problems, but their concerns were brushed aside or hidden by employers. Internal documents later revealed that many companies were fully aware of the health risks, but prioritized profits over safety. In the 1930s and 40s, large asbestos manufacturers, including Johns Manville and Raybestos, engaged in aggressive lobbying to suppress regulations. Independent scientists who attempted to raise the alarm often faced industry pressure and discrediting tactics. Court records would later show how companies hid evidence, paid settlements with confidentiality clauses, and used their influence to shape public perception. During World War II, the U.S. military became one of the largest consumers of asbestos, especially in naval shipyards where millions of workers were exposed. After the war, asbestos use skyrocketed again during America's post-war construction boom, appearing in homes, schools, and even children's toys. Exposure was no longer limited to factory workers. The general public was now breathing asbestos fibers daily, often without any knowledge. By the 1960s, the devastating health effects became undeniable. Asbestos exposure led not only to asbestosis, but also to mesothelioma, a rare, aggressive cancer almost exclusively linked to asbestos. Victims often faced long latency periods. Symptoms would not appear for 20, 30, or even 40 years after exposure. Hospitals began seeing a surge of patients with incurable lung diseases, while the general public remained largely unaware of the growing epidemic. In the 1970s, lawsuits against asbestos manufacturers began to gain traction. Whistleblowers, journalists, and victims' families brought overwhelming evidence to light. Journalists uncovered secret industry memos showing that companies had known about the dangers for decades. The legal battles became some of the largest and most expensive in American history, with billions of dollars awarded in damages. The Environmental Protection Agency finally stepped in during the 1970s, introducing regulations to limit asbestos use. In 1989, the EPA issued a partial ban, but it was quickly overturned in court after industry lawsuits. Even today, asbestos remains legal in limited forms in the U.S. Millions of older buildings still contain asbestos, requiring costly removal processes whenever renovations take place. The toll has been devastating. According to some estimates, asbestos-related diseases have killed over 200,000 people in the United States alone. Survivors and their families often face years of medical treatment, financial burdens, and legal battles seeking justice. Activists continue to fight for a full nationwide ban, pointing to the fact that more than 60 countries have already banned asbestos completely. The asbestos epidemic highlights a recurring pattern in American innovation, where technological breakthroughs often outpace ethical considerations. From Agent Orange to CRISPR, America's history is filled with technological achievements that carried hidden costs, often revealed only decades later. Today, the asbestos tragedy serves as a sobering reminder of the importance of responsible innovation, transparency, and public oversight. As new technologies emerge, gene editing, AI, nanotechnology, we must learn from the asbestos crisis. Rigorous testing, ethical debate, and public accountability must guide our path forward. Because once the damage is done, as the asbestos epidemic proved, it can take generations to repair. If you found this deep dive into the dark side of innovation informative, be sure to subscribe for more investigations into America's hidden stories.